Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terrell. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Well, we are those people, and we've been having these conversations since college.
Yep, it's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast, Summer House Martha's Vineyard, Season 1, Episode 6 recap. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, and leave a review.
Indeed. Here we are. We're episode 6 in, and looking forward to this episode because it's the return of the wild child. Shanice is back.
These folks, man, this compared to a lot of the other shows, because I'm the one that suggested that we do this. It's such interesting, different type of drama than a dating show, but it's still juicy nonetheless. I just every time I watch, I'm just like, oh wow, I didn't know they were gonna go that route. And then after watching this last episode, I was like, they they're different. We're not cut from the same cloth because my friends and I wouldn't be like that in our late 20s, early 30s at Martha's Vineyard.
No comment. Let's pick up where we left off last episode at the dinner where Jasmine is having an emotional moment saying that she's struggling with balancing marriage and her friendships.
You know, this whole it's not easy being the only married person in the group. Then find some married friends. Move on. Why you bringing the room down, making it about you? Like people like that are just annoying to hang out with in a group. Y'all are having a good time. You got some expensive watches. You should eat, drink, and be merry. But all this boo-hoo stuff, that's not the time and place for that.
Well, I like how Bria was like, oh, yeah, she kind of did it to herself, though. You know what I mean? and
We didn't ask you to get married.
He didn't ask you to decide to get lost in your own marriage. And I guess that's the real question. Can you really lose yourself in a relationship? I know you probably known some people who have lost themselves in relationships. I know someone that we both know who got married and before a year was up, they had that marriage annulled because one of the things that she did was she just cut everybody off and was like, well, this is what married life is supposed to be. And the expectation of what it's supposed to be is one thing, right? And what the reality was that he's like, yeah, no, I still have my friends.
You know, I can't speak too much on that because I'm not married. But here's what I can say: what I've learned.
Relationships.
Oh, but I hear that. I've learned a lot from my divorced friends, and so I take little nuggets from a lot of my divorced friends. And I think that Jasmine, Silas are young. Love is not enough to make a marriage. It's great. A lot of divorced people loved each other. But you got to think, what is our view of what a marriage looks like? And if Silas's idea of a marriage is you hang out less with your single friends, you don't take drinks from people you don't know, you're not getting turned up, you make me breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you don't burn my toast. He should have said that before they got married. And that gives her the power of choice to be like, I'm not with all that. So I don't know if you can get lost in who you are, but if y'all are both on the line with what you want a marriage to be, I've had friends that got married and they met because they were social partiers, and then they got engaged, big social party. The wedding was lit, and then now they're married. He doesn't want her to go out at night with her friends, or he doesn't want her to do anything. And I'm like, well, that's how y'all met. So why would all that change now? Because that's what y'all's life was. But because you're married, you expect her to be inside by 6:37, period. And you can't hang out with your single girlfriends. That's stupid.
I mean, he's a control freak, plain and simple. And it's not like he just became controlling out of nowhere. She knew this. This is what it means to be a wife. And it's the thing that I think we all recognized from the very beginning was when she was all about, trying to get everybody all booed up and coupled up and wifed up is for one reason and one reason only. Misery loves company. And that girl is miserable.
I had a cousin of mine do it all the time. Terry, you need her to get married and have some kids so we can hang out. I'm like, nope. Not doing that. I'm sorry you're not happy, but I'm not doing that.
So still at the dinner table, Jason starts to tell a married at first sight story, obviously, because it's just never ending. It's a long ass story. Everybody's like, yo, seriously, get to the point.
I loved how Bria was like, spit it out. I'm the same way. I'm like, look, you're circling the airport. Just land this plane. Let's go. Get to the point of the story.
They get back to the house. But before they even get back to the house, right? Bria says, as everybody's getting ready to leave, and Bria's like, well, Simon and I, we're probably going to give you and, Jasmine give you and Silas a run for your money in the sex noise contest. And then Simon's like, yeah, my stomach's full. I'm good. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I'm like, he has jet lag. I'm sorry. He can love you, but he's tired. He's going to need some. He just gave away a bunch of money and watches, put together this dinner and all that stuff. He's ready to get some sleep.
Mm-hmm. So no sex that night for them. The next morning, Jasmine, this poor child, man, she's like, "Who's Gail?" After Jordan tells her there's a Gail warning. Who's Gail?
Who's Gail? I'm like, wow. And I grew up in San Antonio. We don't really deal with a lot of gale force winds, but I knew what they were talking about.
It's like we said, who's flood? Because San Antonio knows about flooding.
Yeah, flooding, hurricanes, we're familiar. But no, that was crazy. And then for Jasmine to be, how does she word it? That I'm not dismissing them and their experiences because of my marriage. I'm like, yes, you are. Mm-hmm. You are totally dismissing your single friends because you're married now. And because you see things through the all-seeing eye of married people.
Yep, she sure does.
You just have all this wisdom, and it's annoying.
Well, what's even more annoying is you and your husband accepted $2,400 worth of watches from a man that you turn around the next morning and say, I don't know, but he kind of reminds me of the Tinder swindler. I'm like, yo, seriously?
There's no way in the world I'd have accepted a watch from him. I mean, y'all could be friends. Hey, I appreciate it. This is really nice. Maybe for the camera they did, but they're going to give it back. There's just no way I would take a watch. Of course they're not. They're young. They're not going to take that back. But there's no way in the world I would accept a watch from him.
They said reparations.
And Bria, you're saying, this is for the Jews. I'm taking this one for the Jews because we know what you Germans did. So put that watch on. No.
Moving on. We're not getting canceled today. I don't know about you.
Cheers.
I want you to still have a job tomorrow. So Shanice returns, right? We've been waiting on this part. Probably not for the reasons you are. Just the fact that she's going to turn the house upside down. And as soon as she comes back, she's like, hey, Jason. Come to find out, her and Jason know each other because they've done previous trips to Martha's Vineyard before, and she didn't realize that Jason was trying to hit on her. She thought he was just being friendly, hey, buddy, how are you? And he's like, no, hey, how are you?
Yeah, just from what I've seen of Jason, I'm like, dude, you're not ready for that.
Yeah.
She's not in your level. That don't even go there, and she's gonna be way too wild for somebody like a Jason.
And we find out that because Simon tells it, and I like how Simon and Bria are sitting down in the confessional, and then they tell the producer, well, you don't have to use this. You could just cut it out. And the part she wants them to cut out is the fact that she and Shanice used to have an OnlyFans, and it was nothing sexual. It was just us in lingerie.
Right. They were brick masons. Just in lingerie. Wasn't anything sexual. Of course not. Shanice likes to show her boobs whenever chance she gets. Of course, this was nothing sexual at all. Just lingerie.
Just lingerie.
I don't knock it. If you have an OnlyFans, you can make some money on it. Do you? Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't have anything negative to say about them and having an OnlyFans. I'm not surprised. I will say that.
My big thing is, how do you say it's not sexual if isn't lingerie supposed to be sexy?
Sexy for women, not for us, Yanni. Come on. The lingerie is not for us. It's for them to feel sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't buy all that stuff from Victoria's Secret for us. Get out of here. You crazy?
Not at all. Well, look, next big thing that happens in the house and requires, according to Silas, a house meeting. is when Summer finds out that Milo shit on the carpet, right? And so Summer finds out he shit on the carpet. She goes, she tells the leaders of the household. And what does the leader, Captain America, does? Well, he decides he wants to call a house meeting because he's afraid to go talk to Bria himself, right? And I like Preston. Preston's just real as hell. Preston is quickly become my favorite in the house because he's just like, well, why are you telling me? Why do I have to get it? Did you walk past her door to get to my non-door?
See, some of us alphas are a little bit more level-headed. That's where Preston's at. Silas.
And some of y'all are not like Silas. Some of y'all
on that rant. I'm like,
just cases.
just somebody pick up the poop, throw some little carpet cleaner on it real quick, wipe it off. Let's all move on with our day. But why are we making this a big issue? Because a dog, which we know dogs poop. It is possible for 3 weeks that dog is going to shit in the house at least once.
That's why you don't want them in the house.
I get it, but it's not your house. It's not his carpet. You're there on Airbnb. You're on vacation.
Okay, I still don't want the dog shitting in the house that
Doesn't
I'm staying
matter.
in.
It might. It's going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't want the
You
dog
just
in the
hate
house.
dogs. It doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, that too, but still, I still don't
If
want
she
the dog
had a
shitting in my
cat,
house.
so if she had a cat and the cat took a shit under the pool table on the carpet, you'd feel the exact
First
same
of
way.
all, the cat wouldn't do that.
First of all, answer the question. Would you feel the exact same way?
Yes.
that you do
Don't
about a
shit
dog?
anywhere except where you're supposed to. For the dogs, it's outside, around the corner, behind the bush. And for the cat, it's in the litter box. And for you, it's in the toilet. You shit on the carpet, kicking your ass out the house too. Okay,
I can
let's
see-
get
I
this
can-
straight.
I can see you looking at a dog like, look, we talked about this.
I told your ass.
Yeah, we had a meeting. We talked about this.
All 4 legs, walk out that door. You're doggone right. Look, I'm dead ass. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. Alex comes up the stairs, sees Bria and goes, hey, Milo shit on the carpet downstairs. So what does she do? She goes down there, immediately cleans it up. So by the time Silas has rallied the troops and gathered everybody downstairs, she's like, oh yeah, it's already clean. What's the problem?
Yeah. Exactly. That's my whole point. I'm like, Silas, why are you making a big deal out of this? Call her, hey, Bria, your dog shit on the floor. Come clean it up.
Melissa says Milo should have gotten a 3-day eviction. And Nikki made a great point. They said they complained that Milo about Milo pooping outside too. Yeah, pick a place. Is he gonna poop outside? Or is he gonna poop inside? Now, let's be honest. That was some runny poop on the inside. Now, so
No, I call BS on that. Milo could have went to the bathroom, crawled up on the toilet, took a shit in the toilet, and flushed. And people like you would still have an issue that he touched the handle with his paw and didn't wipe it off.
No.
Dog haters are going to find any reason to hate a dog. All of them in that house are doing that.
Do not say that, because nobody else in that house complained about the dog being in the house besides Jasmine. Everybody else was fine with the dog until Alex heard about the poop. He's like, yep, meeting. 3-day eviction notice. Let's go. Let's get everybody out of here. Which, it's not about being dog hating. I mean, again, if you poop on the floor, you got to go. I don't care how drunk you are. If you pee in the corner thinking it's the toilet, you got to go.
What if I'm... Never mind.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Leave it alone. Let's keep moving. So it's going to be a guy's night out and a girl's night out. Let's deal with the guys first, because, a lot going on there. And I think Preston is like you and I in the case when someone says, hey, so what do you think the girls are doing right now? And I could see either you or me, either one of us going, well, probably getting free drinks and, twerking on tabletops just to piss Silas off.
Yeah, we would totally do that. we didn't whisper to him, be like, Yanni, I'm about to give you an alley-oop. I'm about to give you an alley-oop. You ready? Let's do this.
Like, I was laughing so hard when he said that. I was like, yes. Because that was perfect, right? And Silas then decides, hey, can it's a safe space. What's said in the bar is left at the bar, right? Okay, here we go.
Let's turn the cameras off. Oh, you want those on? Okay, go ahead.
He said, he tells everybody he's used to his routine, right? And, while they're in the house, he's still in his routine. However, Jasmine is in vacation mode while they're on vacation.
that was the most craziest thing I've heard out of his mouth. And we've
Your
heard a lot of doozies,
your
but I'm
alpha
like,
brother.
so yeah, so you're telling me that you want your routine while you're on vacation
Yes.
with 8 or 9 other people. You still want Jasmine to get up, make you breakfast, don't burn the toast, make you a sandwich for lunch, make you dinner, and then scream every night around 9:30, 10 o'clock just to stay on schedule.
Yes, because I
Makes no
I need
sense.
that sound.
Yeah, that's his white noise. Yeah, it just makes no sense to say who wants their routine when they're on vacation. Like to
I
me,
don't get
routine goes out the window when you're on vacation. When I'm at
that. It
home,
should.
I'm gonna get a blueberry muffin and a coffee at Starbucks around 8:30. When
Mhm.
I'm on vacation, I might sleep till 10:30. Who knows?
Look, he's sitting there complaining about the burnt toast, and well, I could have cooked breakfast, but that's not the routine. So then Jason's like, look, hold up, y'all are too new in this marriage for you to be talking about a routine like this, and you're on vacation, right? And from that moment on, I think Silas went, "You're my target. I'm about to get you out of here. I'm about to. You've just given me someplace to point all my anger." And he went that way with his whole "nice guys finish last. You ain't getting no ass" and all this other stuff.
True. I think they are too early in their marriage for routine. But here's where I will try to defend Silas. He grew up very structured, and then you have a military background behind it as well. That some people they function better in the routine, and so for him, it's hard to be outside of it. He's wrong, but I totally get that. But for him to turn his anger and frustration towards Jason was weak because it all boils down to you think Jason slept with Jasmine
Right.
at some point, and you
That's
just don't want to
exactly
ask
where.
the question, and Jasmine has said no, but you don't believe her. So you could easily pull Jason aside and say, hey, can I ask you a question? Here's why I give you shit. Deep down, I feel like you and my wife have slept together at some point. She's never told me. Would you be honest and tell me?
And if he
And
said
if he
yes,
says
then I used to
no,
make her scream a lot louder than that.
he said, yeah, she was all into the quiet sex until she met you, apparently. So,
Yo, speaking of his routine, Melissa has a great question. Do they ever change positions? Same boring ass sex. Simply Steph says, "Don't forget boring missionary." Is that part of the routine?
if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it works, it works.
And apparently it does. Oh my God! Look, I like what happened next though on this guy's night out. Right, the guys held Silas to the same standard that he tried to hold Jasmine to when those two beautiful young ladies at the next table offered to buy him a drink. Him and, a couple other people a drink. And he was ready to take that shot immediately, wasn't he?
Yep, he was because he had his ring off. So for him, I'm not married right now. I'm on timeout. I got a break. I'll drink this free drink. But I'm glad the guys held him accountable to it because he was so hot about Jasmine potentially getting free drinks from somebody. And then now you're about to take some free drinks from a stranger? No, sir.
Yo, the interesting thing too is the fact when they're like, well, what about your ring? And he didn't have it. And he's like, oh, well, I took it off and I forgot to put it back on. You don't forget to put it back on. It's like, it's a part of you. It's like walking out the house with your glasses on. You're going to go, oh shit, I forgot something. So I'm sorry. He purposely did. He went out the way he did. Not, but he's a double standard kind of guy. And we know this. We've seen this. I mean, when somebody's that controlling, those rules apply to the other person, not to them. And we know that with him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not married. And if I walk out without my college ring, I've turned around. I've gotten a block away from the house. I'm like, something feels off. And I'm like, oh, snap. I'll turn right around and come get it. So, yeah, your wedding ring is going to hold way more weight, I would hope, than college rings. So, yeah, you didn't forget.
Yo, Simply Steph says, production did that. No one is checking for Silas. And I actually think they bought them to drink too. I don't think those girls bought them to drink. Hey, ladies, we're going to, you mind if we get you, because they have to get their permission to show their face. we're gonna send them a drink, and we're gonna say it's from you, and you just wave for them, okay? I think that happened too, but at the same time,
Maybe.
it's still the double standard. It's a
It
very big
is.
double standard, right?
It is. And it's totally wrong.
And
And I'm glad that they called him out for it. That's the other thing, because a lot of times
yes,
men won't do that.
right.
Men are just like, whatever, but I respect those guys for holding him accountable to the same crap that he was saying.
Do you think it would have been the same thing if Jasmine was not wearing her ring? Oh, well, I forgot it.
Would the girls say anything?
No, would Silas be okay if she wasn't wearing a ring?
No, he wouldn't be.
Of course not. Yeah.
But also the girls wouldn't stop her from taking a drink from a stranger.
Well, no, they definitely wouldn't. Brandy says Jasmine better be putting money away in a separate account.
She's not working, so I guess it's some of Silas's money.
Right. And Nikki B points out something. Didn't Nick tell Cyrus to hurry up and put his ring on when they got home? Yes, he did. But so looking up, hey, go ahead and put your ring on before Jasmine realizes that you don't. Jasmine was too drunk to realize that, because as we get to the girls' night out, them girls were turned.
I don't understand this about women when they get together and have a girls' night. I worked in the service industry for a long time. As guys, when we have a guys' night, we start out basic, old fashions, then switch to beer, and then we get to shots depending on how the night. Why do women start out with shots? That's what we need 5 shots of tequila, and you're going straight to tequila. Like, why go straight to shots? Because if you know your system, and I've been drinking for a long time. I have a very high tolerance. They don't look like their tolerance is that high for them to work at the Playboy Club. But why go straight for shots?
Turn up.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're just on a mission. We getting messed up tonight.
Look, in Charleston, we used to do these boat rides, right? And the thing about these boat rides, they were 2 hours long, partying, free liquor. And what happened? Swisher always had a saying, a dog that shit fast don't shit long. And a lot of people used to get on there and try to, give me this, give me this, give me this. And of course, by the time you throw back that much liquor, because you're like, I'm about to have a great time tonight. You see that
and next thing
outside the bar.
Hold my hair.
Exactly. They were, oh my God. I'm like, falling out in the bushes, falling out on the grass, twerking in the parking lot, like, and all right, just a little much, just a little much.
It was a lot much, and I hope that people don't. I hope young women don't view this and like, girl, we need to go to Martha's Vineyard. We're gonna get turned, because one thing that you always got to be cautious of is predatory males, but then also you never know who could put what in your drink. You got to be safe. They had producers, they had security, they had production crew around them, so they can get that sloppy. But it is a bad idea if you and your group of friends are what's considered party girls, and you're all like, let's go to NOLA, and y'all think that everything's just fine. Oh, this guy down the back alley has weed. Let's go find out. Yeah, you're crazy.
No, those are horror movies, and those are white people going after that.
I'm just saying, for whoever listens, you got to be careful, because you never know.
We've seen these scary movies before. It's Friday the 13th. We've seen this. We watch enough TV.
This guy said if we follow him to his trailer, he's going to give us all the tequila we want. You.
Jay Blake said they did way too much. Karen says all for the cameras. Debbie, though, says, we turn up with the girls' night. So apparently.
Go straight for the shots.
Yep. Interesting thing was what Jordan said, which was that they're seeing more of the old Jasmine, and it's refreshing to see her back again.
Is it? Is it?
Yo, Ray Bean says it was Jersey Shore. I was looking for Snooki. Yo, now that was somebody who was a mess. Snooki was a mess. Oh my God. I hated Jersey Shore. Well, look.
No, we're not going to review Jersey Shore. Don't even bring that.
Never. Trust me.
Okay.
No.
Got it.
No.
Got it.
No. But what was it? GT? I forget what it was. Anyway, let's get back to the house. The girls got back there first, right? And a lot happening there as Bria and Shanice, they just turn up on a whole nother level. up on the countertop, on the kitchen island, up on the tabletop. See, that's another thing. The dog or the human, get your ass off my table where I'm putting food to sit down and eat. Where I'm cooking
I
food,
agree with you.
get your nasty barefoot ass off the kitchen countertop. What are you doing?
I agree with you. I would fight
What?
somebody. They try to jump on my counter and be like, "Woo, twerk it, sweep the leg, boom." You don't feel that in the morning. There's no way I would be okay with that.
At all. And then
They were. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying they were super hammered. And I'm not knocking them being hammered because that's the thing that I see people commenting in the chat. We got to keep in mind these are mid to upper 20s, some early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
They're still relatively young. If you think about it, I can think of times I turned up in my late 20s, early 30s, sometimes late 30s, early 40s.
I'm about to say.
I know. I mean, I can think of some times, nowhere near as that, but
my wedding.
As bad as that. I think I did good at your wedding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything bad. I didn't jump on tables twerking.
No, thank God.
No. All of a sudden, I got a little bit more into reggae than I normally would have, but I was feeling it.
Yeah, you didn't tap out like, yeah, I think I'm going to the room.
No, I don't know when I went to the room. I remember dancing. Next thing I woke up in bed, fully dressed in my tux. I don't know what happened.
Oh, look, gingerbread toffee. Thank you. GTF. Yeah, that's what it was. What was it? Gym Tan and I forget what it was. Oh, it was a GTL, Gym Tan Laundry. I think it was GTL. But what you're thinking of is a DTF down to. That's what it was. That's what you're thinking of. DTF. GTF was Gym Tan Laundry. GTL. Yeah. Now look.
Show.
you didn't watch the show, but you knew that though, huh?
No, I didn't know. I know what DTF stands for, but I didn't know it had anything to do with Jersey Shore.
It was Jersey Shore.
Apparently, it doesn't.
It came from. Hey, that's where it came from.
Is it? Okay, I had no idea. I know what it means, but
kind of like FML. You know what that means too, huh? Yeah. That didn't come from the show. So one of the things that happened too right before the guys got back, Bria and Shanice jump into the pool. They strip down, get butt naked because Bria says, "Hey, look. When Shanice and I get together, we turn up. We're a whole vibe. We're the life of the party. We do whatever we want. We don't care who's around." And then they both take off their clothes and jump in the pool butt naked. Take off their bikinis and jump in the pool butt naked, right? Well, the guys come back. The guys, the girls are in the hot tub. The guys come join them in the hot tub. Bria's not there at the moment, but Shanice is like, "Hey," and she looks at Simon and says, "Do you mind if I take off? Do you mind if I get naked?" And what does Simon say? "I have to ask Bria." Proper response?
Proper response.
Well, she's not there, so Shanice takes it as a, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, she good. Don't worry about it. We go way back.
We go back. And so she does. Gets butt naked, jumps in the pool, and Amir's like, "Well, okay. Guess that's what we do."
100% wrong. 100% wrong.
Okay, why?
Here's why it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I get that her and Bria have had this relationship. They've done OnlyFans and all that. It's not about that. You're in front of her man that you just met.
Mm-hmm.
You have Silas that's there. You have all these other folks there. No, not in front of Jasmine's, man and Bria's man. You don't go naked. Mm-hmm. She's wrong for doing it. And again, that's immaturity and youth. But you're 100% wrong for doing that. So I agree with Bria's anger over that. Simon, what's he going to say? Because Simon knows about the OnlyFans. So he's just like, I don't know. Maybe this is what y'all do here in America. And This is all cool. He doesn't know. And he doesn't want to create a problem. What's Simon going to do? House meeting. Mm-hmm. We need to have a house meeting. Silas, I need a house meeting. She asked me if it's okay for her to get naked. I need help here. It was just disrespectful. So I think she's 100% wrong.
I agree in the sense that but she did it for shock value, right? And that's what, but again, this is what Bria said before, that this is what her and Shanice do when they get together. They are about shock value. They're about this. They do whatever they want. And that's why she was in that space, right? And then Summers is Team Bria saying like, you asked Simon, but you didn't ask Bria if this was okay. And now it's all about Bria, right? And I'm like, and Bria's mad because they're in the hot tub together. So I see where this anger is coming from. But even Jordan's like, hold up. She's like, y'all were just naked in the pool together 10 seconds ago.
Just the girls.
What are you mad about?
It was just the girls.
But this is the precedent you set. Because
I get it.
You said this is how we turn up. We do whatever we want. We don't care who's around. So why should I respect you now?
I think that before the guys got there, Bria was naked too. Mm-hmm. But then once the guys got there, Bria was like, oh, okay, I need to change this. Mm-hmm. And Shanice should have followed suit. I really think that I hope that, and I'm not saying there's something wrong with her, but I think that she needs some type of counseling or help, because a lot of what she does for attention to me seems like a child trying to lash out. Mm-hmm. And there's something going on there. And I don't know what that is, but she seems to have a bigger issue than her just being, I'm just open and I just say things, whatever. No, there's something deeper going down there, in my opinion, with Shanice.
So T. Jenks has a great question. She says, Shanice is doing a lot, but please explain to me why society allows men to be shirtless and women cannot. Hashtag curious. And I think I know your answer. Go.
Well, here's the deal, in my opinion. And I don't have the answer. All I can say is here's my opinion. I think the difference is that if you look at, historically, the female breast was made to be something that was envious and things that people wanted and attracted to, and accentuated in a lot of ways. The male chest doesn't. So if a guy is, whether he's fit or whether he's overweight and has male boobs, it's not that big a deal. And it's not nurturing. And so for female breasts, they're nurturing. There's milk that comes out of those things. And so maybe we look at it from a different perspective, but how many people get all turned on just by seeing a dude with a shirt off? Now, I agree. If we're going to go that route, then everybody wears a shirt. Guys and girls at the pool, we all wear shirts. But I'm just saying it's different. I don't think it's as easy to say, well, it's not fair that guys can go around with their shirt off, but women can't. Okay. I don't think that's that easy of an argument to make.
Let's I really expected you to just say because guys made the rules.
Look, when you have a penis, well, I'm coming from the state of Texas. When you have a penis, you can bring your opinions to this state. But until then, no, I totally very pro woman, and I hate that about the state I live in. But it was just funny for me to say. So don't everybody go try to make me go viral that Terrell hates women.
Terrell hates women.
Terrell said, if you don't have a penis, you don't have an opinion. I'm like, well, in the state of Texas, I'm not for it. But
in the country of Texas, that's Nubian Mahogany says men don't have titties, and Towers Wells said men and women are not the same. I'm like, Ravine says you, Terrell, the male chest is sexy as.
It could be. I haven't found one that I was just like, bite my lip on. I haven't come across one, but they could be.
Hashtag Terrell hates women.
This is how I get canceled? Is this how it is? Wow, this is my downfall right here.
Hey, Simply Steph says, keep your shirt on if you have taco meat, please, from Dallas, Texas.
Now, what if a woman with beautiful breasts had taco meat? Is that wrong? Just saying, is that wrong?
Oh my God. Y'all off the chain today, boy. I swear.
Cheers.
Cheers. For real. There's more in this entire conversation a little bit later, but that night, Silas and Jasmine in the room, and he tells Jasmine about the women, buying them drinks, and she's like, you could have gotten drugged.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to highlight. Nikki had me cracking up. Breasts are really made for sucking. It's provocative. It gets the people going. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. That just caught me off guard. I had to laugh at it.
Well, I mean, all I was saying was in the Silas tells Jasmine about the women buying him drinks.
Yeah, and to me, Jasmine didn't care. She's just like, okay,
Exactly.
good. I'm going back outside to have some fun. It doesn't even matter. And I think that was her
No,
way.
actually this is later. This is later in the night when they're in the room.
Oh, when she was saying, okay, yeah, let's go to
Yes.
the closet.
Yes.
She was so mad that she's like, well, you know what? You can't do me on the bed. You got to do me in the closet.
Which obviously makes for much better, to the point that Amir even has to go seek some solace in Shanice's room.
Well, yeah, because of course the closet is soundproof, right? Nothing, you can't hear anything in the closet. So go ahead and
Apparently.
go in there and make all the noise that you want. But before that, I'm thinking about how Simon seemed shocked that Bria was so mad, that at night before they all went to bed. I'm like, you dated crazy. You know
Hmm.
what crazy's going to do. Why are you surprised that she's pissed? I couldn't wait till the next morning to see what was going to happen.
So next morning, Bria spends, the whole hour just trying to state her case to everybody about why she's mad, except for Shanice, right? I mean, she's like mad. She's talking to everybody downstairs, even calls her mom on the phone just to try and get somebody on her side, besides Summer.
How you call your mama? Mama, you ain't going to believe this. You know my friend Shanice, right? Well, we were out drinking. You know how we do it. And then we go to the pool and she took her top off. What do you think I should do? Her mama know her daughter crazy too.
Exactly. Now, the thing that's interesting was when Shanice is out with Amir, Jordan, and Alex, right? Because they go to play tennis, which of course Summer wasn't happy about. But she points out that her and Bria used to go skinny dipping at a guy she used to date's house before all the time. So why is Bria now mad that she's doing the same thing in front of her man when they used to do it before together in front of her man?
Hmm. All right. So I will tell you why. And I'll make this personal for both of us. You and I were roommates in college. I knew if there was somebody you really liked,
Mm.
there was a difference. And there was a difference how I would hang around you two or whatever if I knew that Yanni really liked this person. There's rules to it, there's a level of respect. I think that Shanice broke that code. Bria and her might have went skinny dipping around some dude who was balling, who was just letting them do this to be naked, but it wasn't like someone that Shanice was in love with and her partner. So I think that's the difference. It's not so much
Mm-hmm.
that Shanice had somebody with them. It's like you got to understand we are at a different level. And so you can't do this around this level of person. If this is just a dude who's paying for everything for the weekend, yeah, let's get naked. And if you hook up with him, great. If I hook up with him, great. But this is Bria's boyfriend that she cares a lot about, apparently. That's why I think that Shanice was super wrong with it.
But that's what it's not like she said, "Oh, around my friend." She said, "Around my man." Same difference. So it's like,
Well, Shanice saying my man, that could be a whole lot of things. I mean, that's my man
you can.
today, my main man, my Mr. Fix It man. I mean, that's just a very vague statement for her.
Who hurt you, Terrell? Who does Shanice remind you of?
Kirsten. No,
Let's
nobody.
talk about that.
Yeah, nobody. So yeah, I just think that she was wrong. I think she's not understanding that, and she's just in party girl Shanice mode, which is very selfish, and not realizing that you don't do that in
Mm,
front. And if Shanice was in love with somebody in a serious relationship, she wouldn't want Bria just getting naked around the dude.
right.
No one wants that.
No, that's actually facts. And Tara's World says not only that Jasmine's husband was there as
hmm
well. High Vibe is like the man I stalk, LOL.
Yeah, the man I stalked, Bria got around naked around him all the time.
Mhm.
Who cares?
Somehow I don't think it was that guy.
No, no.
Um, and see, so And this is one of the things that Dondi says. Shanice said she and Bria used to get naked with men and women in the pool. So it's a difference in that space. She said she didn't wait for permission from all the men in the pool. Yeah, she didn't. She asked the one guy that was in a relationship. The other guys were single. She's like, well, hell, y'all gonna want to sit his ass and titties anyway. So, because y'all ain't getting none.
Yeah, no, they are a mess. But I'm glad that a lot of people on my side that realized that Shanice was wrong. But did you notice that next morning when Amir was talking to Jordan about going to go play tennis and all that? I think Amir is not picking up on the clues that Jordan is not interested.
No,
but
they're
also,
on the same page. Did you see the collage they did?
Yeah,
They're on the exact same page. What are you
that's
talking
my
about?
point. He's not picking up on the clues, but also she just needs to tell him, hey, homie, we are just friends, and that's all it'll be. Are you cool? And he needs to understand that. She's not had that conversation with him.
That's the problem and the miscommunication between men and women, right? And that is that women love to drop hints. Men walk by them like trash on the ground. We don't see it. We do not see hints. Yeah,
I'm bad
men
at that.
do not pick up on hints at all, okay? Now, there's some that do. And for those few, congratulations. But for the other 99.9% of the men out there.
I'm bad. I mean, I think back how many times I've had people like, Tara, I used to really like you back in the day. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Remember when I did this? I'm like, no, I didn't know. Like, you got to make it blatantly obvious. Hit me upside the head. Hey, dude, I like you. Like that episode on Boondocks. I liked you and I want you. You got to be that specific with me or else I have no idea.
Now, one of the things that is still showing up in this, right? Like, we like Preston, and I think this is across the board. Just like on Married at First Sight, season 16, people liking Clint in the live chat. We're liking Preston, and we're not liking your other frat brother, Silas, who is so controlling, he can't 50%. Even move a table without rubbing people the wrong way, including his own LB.
50%. That's a good number.
If that's
50% of people like alphas, 50% don't.
If that's the value that you go with, that's fine. Go ahead. If 50% is your level, go ahead. See,
I don't have my backup from Charles and Sean, but 50%, I'll take it.
You need backup, huh? Of course.
It's just always great. Anywho. Yeah, that whole Silas thing being controlling about lifting a table out the deal. And I'll be honest, I'm watching Jason. I'm like, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Do you not see how the door's shaped? You got to work that out. But Silas was way overbearing with that whole deal. And then he tries to justify it by saying that keep in a platoon, as a platoon leader, I do this. You're not in a platoon. Mm-hmm. Jason is not in the military with you. Right. Stop it. You're doing too much. You're on vacation. You're taking a table out way more of a big deal than it needs to be.
What's even worse than that? And again, this is still him getting payback for Jason saying that it's too early in the relationship for him to want all these things. This is all payback. And for him thinking that Jason slept with Jasmine back in the day, is then he goes upstairs and tells Jasmine and reads into her about not giving him enough support and leaving him out there on his own, making people think he's controlling. No. People think you're controlling because you are. They can see with their own two eyes. They can hear with their own two ears. You are controlling.
I wonder if him and Shaq are from the same chapter because they both need a lot of support and stuff from their women.
I think they're from opposite ends of the spectrum. And
I think Silas, why didn't you support me back there when I was trying to talk bad to your friend about his lifting skills on getting a table out the door?
Everybody was just like, oh my God, man. But and then his controlling goes even further with trying to dictate what Jasmine wears. Like, dude, what do you want? A child? A pet?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of dudes telling women what they can and can't wear. I just don't think that's a good look. And he is way too controlling of it. She packed all her stuff. And if she's going to pack flats or heels, if her heels get stuck in the ground, let her deal with it. Be like, hey, babe, you going to learn. That's what you get.
Right.
I'm not gonna. It's not my fault that your heels got stuck in the ground in Martha's Vineyard. That's yours.
Hmm.
You should have brought flats, but you want to be cute. This is what you have to pay for. This is a sacrifice for being cute. Deal
Well,
with it and move on.
she's an adult. It's
Yep.
okay. I mean, you don't have to treat her like she's 3 years old. She's not. She's an adult. You know, Tyra's world has an interesting thought here. It says Jason a little sneaky too. I think he low key likes Jasmine.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I
They were
don't think
roommates. I
so.
think. Look, if he didn't have that kid, you know, 3 months ago, we'd all be talking about Jason being Jasmine's gay best friend because that's the kind of relationship, and it's nothing against him. I'm just saying that's the kind of relationship I see them having. Right? It's like, oh well, cool. Now, granted, they may have slept together when they were roommates, but that was back in the day.
They could have, but I don't see Jason doing that. I don't think that she would be the type that would hook up with him,
Hmm.
even if she was drunk, because she'd be like, you're so sweet and nice, boop
Hmm.
boop, and she'd hit him on the nose, and then she'd go to her room and think of someone else.
I
But
doubt it.
I don't think she would want Jason.
I don't doubt that they did it at some point.
Yeah, I just don't think she would want Jason. Jason seems to,
Okay.
and it could be that Jason's on a different level now because he's learned that he is not Superman and his pullout game is not as good as he thought. Thus, he has a baby, and so he's like, I'm not out here trying to hook up with anybody
Hmm.
because I already have a kid. I'm trying to have like a 3 months, a break from my 3 month old. But
Hmm.
I just don't think that him and Jasmine hooked up. He doesn't seem her type. I think Jasmine likes that alpha energy, alpha male, and not so much alpha phi alpha, but could be both. She likes that alpha energy, and Jason doesn't have that.
Um, so Tyra's also got some more evidence. It said Jason said something shady. I couldn't remember what it was specifically, but I don't think Silas is all the way wrong about him. Um, yeah, I mean, I didn't pick up on anything he said in that manner. But one of the things I did pick up on, which is what Robin also picked up on, Silas said, "Well, technically, all these dresses here, I got you." And his whole "let's get dressed for the rose party" thing. And she says, Jasmine is the unhappiest kept woman we've seen on TV in a long while, and this is reality, allegedly. It's
Facts, because all her single friends, because she's trying to get married, they have jobs.
mm-hmm,
They have things they're doing. Her job is to make breakfast, lunch, and don't burn toast,
mm-hmm,
and scream to a missionary. Her job is easy
mm-hmm.
compared to these other ones. So it's like, of course, this is why she wants everyone else to get married, so she can have other people to spend their husband's money and go dress shopping with and plan trips.
Yeah,
Silas is right, but that's still a wrong thing to throw at somebody. I think just because you're the breadwinner, you
yeah.
don't say, these are all dresses I bought you. I think that's a jacked up thing to say to somebody. That if you choose to have a housewife that you don't want to work, don't throw it in her face that you bought all the
Yes.
dresses.
I couldn't believe he said that. Well, technically, I bought all these. I was like, oh my God,
Yeah, well,
really?
technically, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
That's what she should have said.
I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that was just jacked up.
A mom says Silas needs to go get therapy. He is going to ruin their marriage. Something tells me he already has. Now, the rose party, right? Um, uh, Summer shows up, and it looks like she's, trying to battle for Alex since Shanice went playing tennis with him. And she comes out, with a see through outfit on, the most revealing outfit we've seen her in this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, do you think she's bringing these guns out for Alex, who at the same time is out there making Jordan feel objectimented by saying she was looking thick?
Now, come on now. You and I both know what that was. That's some old school player game. You take the beautiful woman in the room that you want,
Mm-hmm.
you insult her. Now you got her attention, and then you hit her with a compliment. So he was like, Jordan, you look thick. She's like, excuse me? Because she didn't know how to take that. So it was just a thing he said. And he's just, well, no, I'm just saying.
I don't think he was trying to be. I don't think he was trying to say something offensive to her in that space, though. He
No,
thought it
I
was a
think he was
compliment.
playing the game. I'm going to knock you off your pedestal by saying something that's going to shock you. And then when you want to get real and understand why I said it, then I'm going to say, everybody here, when everyone first got here, Amir thought, he was with you, and that made it hard for the rest of us. Try to get to know you, and I respected that. I didn't want to disrespect Amir, but I don't think it was
I
fair
thought that
because
was
I like to
deep.
get to know. That was some Kappa shit. That was some straight Kappa stuff.
Now
That
see
was.
here you go with that. You wanna go ahead and try and that's some Kappa shit, but we're not gonna talk about your alpha brother crying like a little $2 baby. Stop it. I'm called him out being an alpha for being the little controlling ass he is, and I'm gonna leave that alone because one of us
He,
has to be an adult here.
he totally is controlling. He totally is controlling. But I call that when I was in college, it was called sweet dicking, and that's what this one Kappa tried to do to me with my girlfriend. Well, why
It
you
must
deal
have
with
worked.
that?
That's why you're still salty.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work.
It must have worked. That's why you're still salty. You still
No, I
mad.
broke up with her, so we both won.
See, exactly. Exactly. You broke up with her because she left you for that man. Went for the cane.
Yep, and that dude is broke and busted, and I'm like, go keep him.
But you know what? That broke Luke. Know what he did? He laid it to her good.
Maybe he did, but I'm broke and busted.
Uh,
I survived trifling. I should start dating a Kardashian. I think I'm like a Superman. I'm not gonna fall for what Reggie Bush and everybody else went through. I think I would survive it.
yeah. Well, yeah. We'll leave that one alone. The interesting thing about it, I didn't think it was pretty cool of him to kind of put that out in the atmosphere. Like, here it is, the last couple days, right? And your way to shoot your shot at Jordan is to say, "Oh well, I didn't push up on you earlier because Amir staked his claim." You had a better shot at her earlier when y'all were both on this spiritual abstaining from sex motive early on. That's where they connected first, and it's like he just kind of backed off. So don't be mad because now you're like, "Ah, crap, we only got 4 days left." Shit.
Oh, Alex is an internet sleuth, so maybe he found some stuff on Summer, and so he's like, okay, the most safest one out of this group is Jordan. Maybe that's why he's going after her.
Right. Well, that could be it too. And so maybe he hasn't seen Summer's outfit yet, I don't think, and maybe that'll turn him back around. Who knows? But
Maybe.
Shanice had said she was gonna take a 5-minute shower before joining the rose party. That she comes out on the balcony and announces to everybody, "Hey, I'm ready for a drink."
Again, just a mess. And keep in mind at that moment, Simon's out there, Bria is inside, Jasmine's out there, Silas is out there. Total disrespect.
Yeah. Okay, that I'm gonna definitely say. And I know she's in this. Well, let's do shock and awe. No, that's not time or place. So in that space, we're agreeing that the night before when they're all drunk and they're all doing stupid stuff. Doesn't excuse it because I've never been one to say alcohol excuses anything. But yeah, and just to go back over some of these comments in here from before, Tyrus Rose says, "I don't get along well with people with no boundaries. Shanice couldn't be around me, and apparently either at a rose party from the balcony."
Yeah, even from the balcony. No.
Yeah, because that was, whoo, man. Ellen V has a great observation. That says Milo and Bria look alike.
Wow.
Do you agree?
No comment.
Smart move. You've already seen some of these other comments people have made. And Abina says Bria and Shanice might need their own show. There's some stories there. You know what? There are some stories there. I would say Bria, Shanice, and Jasmine, just to see Jasmine, and we'll call it, Summer House Divorce Edition, when she's leaving Silas.
I would probably tune in for that one. Wouldn't recap it, but I'd tune in for it.
Now the main question, speaking of, since we're talking about this whole and this divorce part. Nubia and Mahogany had said this. Sometimes people change after they get married. That's why there's so many divorces. Do you think that's what the issue is, or is it just people not wanting to stick together? Because as we talk about Silas and Jasmine and thinking like, this can't last not the way that he's carrying on. Is that what it is? People change, or do you think she knew who he was? Because I'm thinking she knew.
I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea. I can't make a hasty generalization around that. Is it possible people change? Yes. Is it possible that people get into a relationship thinking not doing enough for their own due diligence? Yeah. So I don't know.
Yep. It's an interesting one. The question becomes here from Nubia and Mahogany. Why would you give the watch back, Terrell?
I don't know you like that. I'm not taking any expensive gift from a stranger. I don't care. If Yanni's homeboy was like, hey, I hear you and Yanni been knowing each other for over 30 years and y'all do a podcast, take one of my watches. I'm going to be like, no, thank you. I don't know you like that.
And how much is it? Do we have to take it back to the pawn shop?
Shit, I couldn't even tell you.
Well, and last one here. Ray Bean says, hi guys, the photos for this live. Well, naked ambition. We had to give, angry Bria. and Shanice. We couldn't post obviously one of the other pictures of Shanice from the episode, but yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look. So obviously tomorrow, 90 Day Fiance, Love in Paradise, Married at First Sight. We get a break this week because this is actually not an episode. Reunions next week, and then of course Summer House is back this weekend. So looking forward to a lot more of this season, which is not going to be too many more episodes, I don't think, because it looks like they're almost up out of the 15 days, right?
Yeah. No. Summer House is pretty cool. Looking forward to that. Really looking for Married at First Sight to be done.
I know you are. Well, the next season's right around the corner too, so we'll be ready for that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm Just Terrell.
Make sure you follow us at Yanni Rude, at Just Terrell, and at RGRT Pod.
Send us some of your random thoughts, some of the bullshit from the internet. We'll talk about it on the regular show.
It's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.